Hello, my loves. Welcome to this new class. I brought some of my friends, as you can see. I think we're a bit in their space, so we'll take that into account today. I'm very happy that you're here. Today in this class, we will flow through the different seasons of life. And by that I mean that there are sometimes weeks, days, even years, where life can get really hard on us. And that is something I've experienced, I'm sure many have. And I hope that today's class can be for those times and spaces where you can really come back to the body, the breath, the awareness that lies within. And what I really personally witness within myself is that when I move through this rather intuitively, it is after years. It's become a space where for moments I can consciously create peace in my mind, create peace, and by peace I mean a certain stillness. And for the ones who don't know, I have ADD, and that stillness is quite rare. And whether or not you have that too, or an overflowing thoughts, or overwhelm, or just want to come back to the body and the breath, this class is for you. And I can talk forever, but we'll just get right into it. So for this, I invite you either to find a comfortable seat on the knees, or if that's not within your practice, just find a cross-legged seated position. That's totally fine too. And if there's anything you can do to make yourself just a little bit more comfortable, if you can find anything, if you need extra props, if you want a bit of oil or whatever it might be, you can pause the video now and get yourself that little bit of thing. Otherwise, we will get right into it. And for that, I invite you to have a look around the space. So to really see what's with you here. And I am beautifully surrounded by all the animals and birds and creatures here in Australia. And they each have their own power. So I'm happy that they're here with me. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to close your eyes if that feels okay. And to notice what's within. You might hear noises, sounds. What does the voice inside you feel like? Is it soft, loud, harsh, kind? Is it there or is it absent? On your next inhale, I invite you to open your arms wide to the side, opening your chest to the sky. And on your exhale, folding your arms around you, giving yourself a hug, as if we're really taking in all these thoughts, rounding your back, and just allowing them to be here for a moment. Just holding yourself, holding your body. And then again, become aware of maybe your bodily feelings. Any pains right now? I feel a deep stretch on the front of my ankles. Anything that's calling for your attention. And on your next inhale, opening up the arms again. And exhale, closing them, holding yourself again. Other arm comes under.
And can you soften here? Can you hold a little more gently? And then on your next inhale, coming back to center, straightening the back, face comes back up.
You can still have your eyes closed if that feels okay. And for a moment, I'll invite you into a mudra, a hand gesture. In this mudra, we have two options here. One is called Surya Mudra and the other one is called Prithvi Mudra. And Surya Mudra is by placing the thumb over the ring finger, so pressing it down and holding it, the other fingers facing forward, towards, in this case, we're going to point them towards the earth. Otherwise, Prithvi Mudra is with the thumb and ring fingers gently touching. So they're very similar, but they have a different significance, meaning. And Prithvi Mudra is connected to the earth element, connected to grounding, connected to overwhelming minds and thoughts, and this scattering mind, basically. And when we come into this mudra, so ring finger and thumb gently touching, this is known to help for that. Whereas the Surya Mudra, with the thumb on top of the ring finger, is known to help for those times when we feel like we're missing joy. We feel like it's lacking, that isn't close to us. And this is known as energizing and bringing that joy back in. And actually both are very good for digestion. So whichever one you choose on whatever you need, hold it there for a moment. And I invite you to take a deep breath in through the nose. Hold on top. And sigh it out. Taking another deep breath in through the nose. Hold the breath. Sigh it out. 3 more times at your own pace, focusing on that sensation, on the awareness of the mudra. Let your last one be your biggest breath so far. Knowing that you can come back to this mudra at any time after the class. Gentle reminder. On an inhale, bringing your arms all the way up above. Hold your breath on top again. And exhale, shake it out. Now gently opening your eyes if you haven't done so. And if you were sitting on your knees, I invite you to gently drop onto your right side. And bringing your right shin forward, your left shin can come back as if we're coming into a deer pose. If you're sitting cross-legged, slowly find your way to this position too. And first, before we do anything, because we're always thinking of the next step, just notice how this feels naturally. Maybe finding some little movements. I always like to close my eyes and notice what's happening within, but you don't have to do that. That doesn't feel right. And naturally, we'll come into some circles. And you might notice that these circles are not as easy as general circles we might do in cat-cow, for example. They're a little bit restricted. But there's beauty in that too, because you might notice, okay, hey, here I want to find a little bit more movement. How does that feel? Without having a certain look in mind, changing directions of the circles. And even like, can you maybe lift up your arms, let them come with you in this movement? How does it feel if you bring your right arm back? And then bring it forward again. And there's no way to do this wrong. It's just options. And the next time you come forward, I invite you to place both of your hands on either side of your right knee. And on an inhale, really bringing the chest forward and up. And on an exhale, rounding down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, rounding down. Inhale, coming up. And exhale down. 2 more at your own pace. Where can you notice? And when you're down, you can stay there for just a moment, maybe even lowering down onto the forearms. And I'd like to bring the palms up as a gesture of, hey, I'm ready to receive. I've given so much these days. I'm ready to let it come back to me. Deep breath in and out. And slowly bringing your palms back down, coming back up. This time, bring your right hand up above. Finding a side stretch, maybe looking down or looking up at the hand. And then exhale, bringing it down towards the right. Inhale, bring your left arm opening up to the back. Exhale, option to twist it under. Threading the needle. Inhale, opening. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, you open to the back. Exhale, back down. And imagine like a butterfly furling open, your wings, your heart open to the sky. One more. Exhale, back down. Maybe staying here for just a moment. Noticing again a bit of a restricted motion. Again, deep breath in through the nose. Hold your breath. Sigh it out, release, come back to center. And now I'm inviting you, maybe without your hands, see if you can switch position with the legs. Make it playful. So seeing how you can bring them up and to the side. And then again, we're gonna find just a noticing here. Little movements, connecting to your breath, deeply in and out through the nose. And maybe these movements are super, super small, but perhaps you want to make them a little bigger. You can find circles again here. And especially when my hips feel tight, this is such a yummy movement. For me, at least. That doesn't mean it has to be for you. And if you want to bring your arms in, change direction of the circle, to notice how it feels if you can expand and if you move through space. What would this movement look like if you'd never seen anything like this before? If you were the one inventing it? If you could choose without any expectations, any ideas about this movement? Deep breaths. Whenever you feel like a deep exhale wants to come, just let it come. And then again on your next inhale, bring your left arm overhead, stretching. Maybe looking towards the sky. And exhale, place it back to the side. Bring the right arm overhead, finding a stretch there. Inhale, opening to the back. Exhale, threading it under and through. Inhale, opening. Exhale, thread it under. Like a... that was a bird. I was about to say like an eagle opening its wings. I'm not sure if you could hear that, but there was a very funny bird sound. Take it as a sign. Maybe not an eagle here in Australia, but perhaps a cockatoo. One more opening. And an exhale, twisting it under and holding there for a moment. Deep breath in, holding your breath at the top. And exhale, sighing it out. Now gently coming back to center. And from here, I invite you in your own creative way to find your way to a tabletop position. I'm gonna see if I can do that without my hands. Make it playful. Make it as fun as you wish, or perhaps just find your way to it. So once you land in that tabletop position, I'm inviting you to place the knees a little wider than usual. Maybe the hands even a little wider. I like to bring the toes together. For me, that feels really good. And we'll start here by finding some wide cat-cows. So inhale, looking up. Exhale, pushing yourself away from your hands. Maybe your hands are a little bit in front of you. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale, round your back. And by bringing the hands a little bit further away from me and the knees a little wider, for me, I feel a bit of a deeper stretch in my abdomen. Maybe you do too, maybe you don't. And you have the option to either stay in this movement or perhaps to start making it into a wave-like movement. Making the movement a little bit bigger. Taking deep, slow breaths. Going back to what's alive inside you. This flow-like motion, this energy that you are moving, because I know how hard it is when life feels heavy. To be here, to choose this. And I'm so proud of you for showing up. Even if it's by lying on your mat all this time, just making space for yourself. Because that's a big thing. One more of these waves. And then coming back to center. Finding stillness for a moment, noticing. And now your next exhale, slowly lowering down to the belly. And then placing your hands just slightly on the outside of your mat, maybe off of your mat, in front of you. And now your inhale will wave ourselves up. Exhale down. The feet together make it more intense, the feet further apart. Make it a little softer. So see what you need. Next inhale, looking over your left shoulder, waving up. Exhale down. Inhale, looking over your right shoulder. Exhaling down. Inhale, open to the left. Exhale down. Inhale, open to the right. And exhale down. Going back to center now. Placing your hands next to your chest. And now your next inhale, finding your way to a cobra. Or if you want to, you feel ready, upward facing dog. Just holding for a moment. Chest open. Giving a sign of wanting to receive. One more inhale and exhale here. And
then finding your way back towards that tabletop here. Now from there, I invite you to tuck your toes and slowly walk your hands towards your knees, finding really your hands on the mat. How does it feel? How does your mat feel? Then maybe placing them on your legs. How do your legs feel? Maybe rubbing them up and down. Noticing our body, maybe rubbing the side of your hips, maybe your belly, as if you could rub that love into yourself. I see my friends have come along. They really love yoga too. And then maybe you want to just stay in stillness here. You continue that rubbing. And for anyone who wants and feel like that's right for them, I invite you to bring your hands to the back. Maybe interlacing the fingers, maybe even Kali Mudra, pushing your chest forward. Fingers down, opening up the chest again. Deep breath in here. And exhale, side out. Coming back to your tabletop, keeping the toes tucked in this case. And then pushing yourself back into your downward facing dog. Might feel a little intense on the toes, that's okay. Walk your dog out. One by one, bringing some movement in the legs. Any movement you feel like you need right now. Maybe that's those waves again. Maybe that's circles with the hips. See what helps you to land in this pose. And then inhale, finding stillness for a moment. Exhaling. And then on your next inhale, I invite you to lift up your right leg. Exhale, bring it under and through. Lower the back knee down. Find your stability and inhale, bring your arms up. Low lunge, maybe again finding that Kali Mudra facing up. Tailbone tucked in and under. Slightly towards the back, not fully yet. And then exhale, release the hands towards the back. Maybe again, chest coming forward, hands pointing towards the floor. Now slowly release the hands. And then whenever you're ready, straightening that front leg, really again coming with those hands forward, bowing down, receiving that openness. And inhale, hands coming up, chest up, exhale, bowing down. See how your hands move through space. Maybe bring them all the way to the back. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, slowly, noticing, coming down and back. Inhale, one more time. And this time, exhale, coming down and back. Holding them here for a moment, straightening that front leg, squaring the hips. Deep inhale and exhale here. Finding your stability. And then slowly on your next inhale, placing your hands on the inside of your right foot. And here, finding some circles. And again, this doesn't have to look a certain way. Maybe closing your eyes and noticing how these circles feel. What if slowness was your strength? How would that feel? And finding center here. And then if you so wish, on your inhale, opening your right arm up to the sky. Maybe even cactusing open to the back, just a little bit more of an opener, hip coming down. Knee might be opening up to the side. Holding here. Feel your strength. And then exhale, bringing it back down. Now I invite you to tuck your back toe under, lift it up, and stepping back, plank pose. Lowering down, knees, chest, chin. Exhale. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Another deep breath here. Finding stillness. Now your next inhale, lifting up that left leg, and exhale, bring it forward, stepping in between the hands, back knee lowers down, finding your stability here. Inhale, arms come up, maybe interlacing the fingers, Kali Mudra, chest forward, tuck the tailbone under. Exhale, bring them to the back, pointing down towards the earth. All this energy, imagining all this energy coming into your fingertips. Deep breath in and out. Hold here for just a moment. Now slowly bringing your hands forward, straightening that front leg. Again, palms facing up. Inhale, come back, arms up. Exhale, like we did before. Bringing them back and down. Keep going with this movement. There's something that's been really on my mind lately, and there's this beautiful poem from Andrea Gibson. And there's a line which says, anyone asking you to hold your tongue is asking you to hold the heaviest thing in the galaxy. Forget them. One more time up. Exhaling, lowering down, holding when you're down. And this sentence of this poem has really hit me because so many days and times in my life I was told I couldn't fully express myself. I couldn't fully express myself. And I know a lot of people struggle with this, that it wasn't safe to do so. And this sentence, it reminds me, just one more breath. Your inhale now, coming forward, placing your hands on the inside of your left leg. Finding again those circles here. But this sentence, it reminds me of the fact that I'm right now, and that's not for everyone, but that I get to choose, even when it's hard. And I know with family that's a difficult thing. But what if I could choose to express myself fully? If I can, in safety, obviously I can't always. And if there's anyone in my life that's holding me back from that, how can I choose me? So on that, I invite you to take a deep breath in and sigh it out, and really, if you can, make as much noise as you can to really let yourself be heard. And coming back to center, this time lifting your left arm up, twisting open here. Maybe even into a cactus arm, knee coming out to the side, looking up. Hold here. And exhale, coming back to center. Tucking the back toe, lifting it up, stepping back into a plank pose. Knees, chest, chin, lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose, just a moment. Maybe you want to move slightly from left to right, find some wiggles. Massage your forehead. And if life feels heavy right now, then I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not alone. I see you, I feel you, I hear you. And right now you're creating so much change of energy flowing through your veins. And another sentence in that beautiful poem, which I'll make sure to link down below, is a hard life isn't less worth living than a gentle one. A hard life isn't less worth living than a gentle one. Take another breath here, in and out. Coming back to center. This time, tucking your toes again, coming into your downward facing dog. Deep breath in and out here. Inhale, lifting up the right leg. Exhale, placing it in between the hands. This time, back knee stays up. Inhale, high lunge. Checking that the knee isn't over the ankle for you. Maybe interlacing the fingers again, Kali Mudra. Pointing towards the back, feeling that stretch. Hips square, tailbone tucked under. Exhale, hands behind the back. Same thing we did before. Pushing down. Just trying to find your balance. I stepped out of my balance, but that's okay. Now on your next inhale, releasing the hands. Finding your center, just holding this for a moment, feeling your strength here. Now inhale, arms come up. Exhale, trying to straighten the front leg, bending down over that leg. Hands again facing up, palms facing up like we did before. Can I receive? Now finding them together. And exhale this time, coming towards the back of your mat, finding your skandasana. Maybe hands stay in front of your heart, maybe you place them down. Now inhale, opening up. Again, those butterfly wings. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Holding here for just a moment. Now looking towards the front of your mat, maybe you want to place your hands down. Maybe you want to, without placing the hands down, see if you can come up. Back again, hands in front of the heart, high lunge. And then exhale, release the hands. This time bringing the arms up and see if you can bring that back leg forward, really bringing the weight into the front leg, bringing it forward. See in one go. Lift up the knee. Holding it here for just a moment. Maybe you want to try and straighten. See what you need. And then exhale, bringing the hands to the back, and this time your left foot comes behind the right, interlacing the fingers. Again, that Kali Mudra. And maybe here you want to find a side stretch, stretching towards the left. Deep breath in and out. Maybe looking up to the right. Again, noticing there's no rush, even though that might feel uncomfortable. Now slowly releasing the hands. Inhale, bringing them up. Exhale, folding down over the legs. Might feel a little uncomfortable, but noticing that stretch, maybe moving from left to right. And now, if you so wish, you can slowly play, just play with lifting up that left leg. Maybe finding your half splits, or perhaps seeing if you can find, and that's also difficult for me, your twisted half moon. And then slowly lowering down again. That was a very funny twisted half moon if you watched me. Bringing the foot back next to the right in your forward fold. Taking a deep breath in and out, maybe swaying from side to side. And from here, I invite you to start lifting up that right leg. So seeing if you can find those half splits, an option to find your twisted half moon. I'm not finding it today, but that's okay. And then slowly placing the right foot behind the left. Again, folding forward over the legs, finding any wiggles you need. And then slowly inhaling up. And then this time again, interlacing the fingers, seeing if you want to stretch out to the right here. Left side body stretch, looking up. Deep breath in and out. The birds are really with us today. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but there are a lot of parrots in this park. They're quite loud. Another deep breath in and out. And from here on your inhale, seeing if you can lift up that back leg, bringing your arms all the way up, holding here again. Now exhale, bring it back. Seeing if in one go, again, hands facing up, that gesture we did before. Stepping into your high lunge, hands in front of the heart. Breath in and out here. Exhale, coming to the back of your mat, finding your Skandasana. Seeing if you want to stay here or open to the sky. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. And slowly, whenever you're ready, inhale, coming forward, maybe hands in front of the heart, maybe not. Finding your high lunge. Hands on top. Both legs are strong. Check the knees and over the ankle. Maybe interlacing the fingers, finding your Kali Mudra again. Open chest, exhaling, hands come to the back again, open chest. And slowly on your next inhale, bring your hands forward again, same movement, straightening the front leg, strong legs here. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Playing with my balance here. Inhale up. Exhale down, holding here for a moment. Seeing how far you want to go, looking at your hands, palms facing up. Squaring the hips. Now exhale, placing the hands next to the front foot, stepping it back, plank pose. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now option here to come onto your right hand, bring your right foot out to the side, finding an opening here, sort of fallen star here. And then lowering down onto your mat. From there, I invite you to find your forward fold for just a moment, a soft one. Noticing the back, noticing all of the opening you've done. Finding a little bit of closure here. And And lately, I've been thinking to myself, what's the meaning of it all? It's been a question that keeps on coming up. Ooh, the birds. I think they wonder too. But what's the meaning of it all? Why are we here? And after this year of shedding so many skins, people, relations, I've come to the conclusion that love is what's left of me. And I don't mean love in its traditional form. Love is what's left of me. And I don't mean love in its traditional form, but there lives grief between my bones. There's so much grief inside me. And that's love too, it's just the other side of the coin, And often we forget that. And it so deeply wants to be seen, the sadness, the grief, the pain. So if that means that sometimes I need to cry intensely, deeply, I try and let it be. If that means I need to lie in bed, I do. But I also check in with myself. What is the truth? Am I telling myself that I need this to protect myself, or am I telling myself I need this because I truly do? Take another deep breath in and out here. And gently coming back up.
Noticing, maybe keeping your eyes closed. And then from here, I invite you to slowly make your way down to lying on your back. Maybe placing your hands on your hips for just a moment. Noticing how they feel. If there's space or tightness or something else. Seeing if you can deepen the breath just a little more. And I invite you to, perhaps with cactus arms opening up to the side, to start windmilling. That's not the word. I can't find the word. To start slowly allowing your knees to come to the left. And then come back to center, to the right. Connecting with your breath while you do so. Inhaling, coming up. Exhaling, coming down. And maybe while your arms and hands lie like this, perhaps you want to find your mudra that we started with again. Whether it was the Prithvi mudra with the thumb and ring finger gently touching, or the Surya mudra with the thumb over the ring finger. Do you need joy, expansion, energy? Then go for the Surya mudra. If you need groundedness, ease, relaxation, then find the Prithvi mudra. And if you ever feel like you want to just drop your knees to the side for a moment, you always can. Otherwise, I invite you to slowly continue this movement, even slightly lifting up the hips. To me, it feels like a very meditative movement.
Noticing every little sensation. Slowly finding your center again. Taking a deep breath in through your nose. Hold the breath. Notice all the points beneath you touching the earth. And release whenever you need with a sigh. Then if there's any lost movement you need, like bringing your knees into your chest and finding some circles there, or a happy baby, or perhaps even for some a snail, whatever it is you need, give yourself a moment to find that last bits of movement, those last bits of movement. If there's anything else you need before we enter our Shavasana, then please feel free to do so. Grab whatever you need now. Perhaps that is a bolster underneath your knees. Perhaps that is a blanket on top of you. Maybe even a nice hot water bottle for some. And slowly finding your way to your Shavasana. Straightening the legs, feet out as wide as the mat, toes pointing out. You can bring your hands out to the side with your palms facing up to the sky so your shoulders can soften. Your chin can be slightly tucked in towards your chest so the back of your neck can soften and lengthen. I invite you to land and arrive here to take 3 more slow breaths here. As you notice the air caressing your face. Your fingers, maybe your feet. The earth is holding you. Your head gently held in her hands. Your shoulders leaning into her strength. Your hips, your lower back. In contact with her essence. Your legs embraced by her. Your feet knowing that it's now time to rest. Allowing yourself to sink deeper and deeper. are times when we forget these embers. We don't know how to find them. But take a candle, some wood, and reignite the flames. There is a fire inside you that will never be lost, that can never be lost. Your true essence. And when life gets hard, I invite you to come back to this place inside you. And as a reminder, to grow a fire outside of you, whether that is in a fireplace or with a small tea light candle. Look at it. And all there is a mirror. Inside of you. And fire, my love, transforms. Take another deep breath. And sigh it out. You can slowly start moving your fingertips and your toes. Maybe stretching out tall, bringing your knees into your chest. Take your time, and within the next minute or so, we will find our way again to a seated position. Found your way to a seated position, I invite you one more time to bring your hands forward, noticing your left and your right hand. And feeling into what does your left side need, your yin side, the moon, the dark, the feminine. Maybe it's rest, stillness, creative expression. Maybe something else. And what does your right side need? The sun, the fire, the energy, the masculine, the light. Perhaps it's structure. Perhaps it's expansion. Perhaps it's something totally different. And I invite you to think of one thing for each side. And then imagine you bring those sides together with your palms facing each other, hands together in front of your heart. These sides can coexist. You are the creator. Thank you for being here today. Namaste.
this class nourished you. It felt deeply nourishing to me, slow and soulful. I'm inviting you to join me in my newsletter. I'm also starting a beautiful program for only 3 people who want to go deeper into really that rest and that me time, which you'll find everything about in the link below. It's the first time I'm doing this. Already 1 or 2 spots, I think, are taken. But if you're interested, let me know. It will be a 9-week journey in which we one-on-one will dive deeper together. Don't forget to subscribe, give a like, and I would love to hear how you feel now, or perhaps what touched you, or what both of your sides need. Leave it below in the comments. Much love, and until next time.